Diddy rejects a plea deal. That's right. Sean Combs, also known as Diddy, also known as P. Diddy, also known as Puff Daddy, also known as Love. Also known as Puff Daddy, if I didn't say that one. Diddy is rolling the dice on a trial. That's right. Diddy is rolling the dice on a trial that could lock him up for life. In federal court this week, Sean Diddy Combs formally rejected a plea that would have cut down his prison time. The rap mogul is headed to trial May 5th on a stack of charges of racketeering, sex trafficking, forced prostitution, and more. And the feds say he ran a whole criminal enterprise that exploited women through so-called freak-offs, causing years of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse. Now, Diddy came to court smiling in a beige jail suit. He's allowed to wear what he wants during trial. I'm curious to know what his fashion choices will be. Do you look subdued? Do you look measured? Do you wear like Diddy pinstripes like back in the day? Do you wear a solid navy or gray or black suit? Let's see what he does. I'm interested. I think it's going to be very, very conservative. But anyway, a federal judge also ruled that the infamous hotel surveillance footage that shows Diddy kicking and dragging Cassie Ventura in 2016 will be played in court. His team tried to block it now. They said it was edited, but the jury, they're going to see it. And here's the kicker. Diddy's lawyer says his defense is basically, quote, he's a swinger. Yep, that's the move. His legal team says that Diddy has a wild sex life, that one that includes hiring prostitutes. And it was part of a consensual, common, they use the word lifestyle. It's not a bad argument. Diddy ain't got a lot to work with. But the feds, they got a good argument too. And they say otherwise. They are going to bring in 20 witnesses, possibly including victims who want to testify anonymously. Prosecutors are also fighting to introduce evidence about a mystery medical procedure that allegedly shows the control Diddy had over at least one victim. The judge hasn't ruled on that yet, but asked point blank, was that procedure a result of sex trafficking? The prosecutor said yes. That's going to be a hell of an argument they're going to have to make. I don't know if they can do it. We'll find out. But Combs is facing mandatory minimums of 15 years. Oof. He could get up to life, though, if he's convicted. His legal team is worried that media coverage could tank his shot at a fair trial. But the judge made it very clear. This one is going to move forward. Jury selection starts on Monday. That's May 5th. And opening arguments are set to start on May 12th. This is going to be a hell of a trial. Certainly the biggest celebrity trial we've seen this century, maybe, right? I can't think of another one bigger. There's some other big ones, but this could be huge. Now, it's federal court, and you're not going to have all the big cameras, and we're not going to get the OJ coverage. But the court reports, if you thought Megan Cunliffe was busy with Tory Lanez, imagine what you're going to see with this. It's going to be fascinating to watch. It's going to be absolutely fascinating to watch. But Diddy is basically making an argument that just because I have a lot of sex and it's wild sex, it's unconventional, it doesn't make it illegal, certainly doesn't make it immoral. Or maybe you might say, doesn't make it immoral, but definitely doesn't make it illegal. He doesn't care so much about the moral argument. But the feds are saying, no, it's more than just that. You're not just a freak ball. You got some other stuff going on. And that's the stuff that we're worried about. Diddy tried to say, look, I got high all the time. I got so high that I didn't have mens rea, that I didn't have a criminal mind. Basically, Diddy saying he was so high that he didn't have any kind of criminal intent. And so therefore, almost like his drug use becomes exculpatory. It's a hell of an argument. And when I say a hell of an argument, I don't mean I'm not applauding the argument. I'm saying like that's a tough argument to make. Interesting is all I can say. Diddy is also struggling with this videotape. The Cassie videotape does not look good. So if you add the Cassie tape, you got the weak drug argument, which hasn't, which they were trying to introduce as a way of kind of not having to go through trial for certain things. They said the tape was edited a way of not getting that into trial. There's just so many things that Diddy doesn't have working for him. He says the media coverage is going to stop him from getting a fair trial. I'll tell you one thing, it's going to be media coverage. I'm not sure Diddy is wrong. I'm not sure that Diddy is wrong. Bullet the Bunny, by the way, writes in and says, and happy Saturday to you, Bullet. She said, I will put $10 when he's acquitted and making music by 2028. I'll take that bet, Bullet. $10. I'll take that bet for sure. Because I think he's going to be convicted. He could be making music, but he's definitely going to be convicted. How long? I don't know. But he's definitely, that's why we have to talk about the terms of the debate. If you say, if the bet is whether he's acquitted or not, I'll take the $10. I'll say he absolutely will not be acquitted. But I don't know how long he'll be locked up, and I don't know how many charges he's going to take. And I'm not rooting based on, or not rooting. I'm not making a determination based on anything other than what I see, evidence-wise. The world thinks Diddy's guilty. The world is making jokes about it. The world is expressing outrage about it. The world is traumatized by it. For more than a year, we've heard nothing but Diddy talk. And because of that, I think the world does presume his guilt. I think the world, particularly the people who are most likely to be in jury polls, but I don't know anybody. I don't know a lot of people that think Diddy ain't do it. There's people who might not care. There's people who might not be outraged by it, but they absolutely think he did it. So I don't know how you beat that if the whole world knows that. But the thing is, what are you going to do? You can't like not convict him because of that. I mean, you can't not have a trial because of that. You can't change the venue. Diddy's a stranger to no one. There's nothing you can do but just try to have a very rigorous voir dire process, very rigorous process of second the jury and having to exclude jurors who don't demonstrate the capacity to be objective. We can talk about that another time. And against the backdrop of that, I don't know what else you can do, which means Diddy's in a lot of trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. And I think some of the people who would have stood up, who would have defended him, who would have offered testimony that would be favorable to Diddy, I think a lot of them people disappeared. They got quiet. Now, again, we'll find out more. Open the arguments start. But this is going to be a doozy. It's going to be, I mean, Young Thug was interesting, but the world doesn't care about Young Thug across every gender, race, ethnic line like they do Diddy. Young Thug was important to us, but this Diddy trial is going to be important to all of America, and that's going to make this thing crazy.